Schoolwork at home is a lot different than it is at school. In my opinion, it's a lot harder because you get distracted a whole lot easier and you can't understand the concepts as easily at home. The teachers really help you understand what you need to know. And it's just the workload seems a little bit more at home. It's gotten a little easier, but it's also very beneficial to do stuff at home because you can go at your own pace and you have all the free time you want to. So if you get tired, you can go outside, walk around, refresh your brain. So for me, I've been hiking around my house a whole lot, a couple 3 miles every day. I've been running a whole lot more and working out a whole lot more, and it gives you the liberty to do this, but it hurts you when it comes to academics. I used to hate waking up early in the morning and having to go to school, but now that we're not in school anymore, it just kind of changes your mind about how you look at it. Like now I want to go back more than ever, and it's just sad because I've been going to St. Joe my whole life, and now the last year when I'm supposed to graduate, everything is turning upside down.
Well, at first it was kind of rough. The workload was really intense. Time management was kind of hard. It was easy getting distracted. But at the end of last week, or the week before last week, and then today, it got a lot better. Today was a lot better. Google Meets are fun. It's nice to see everyone's face and our teachers' faces, to know that they're still there. So it's all right. Self-distancing, I have to do a lot of that, and everyone kind of does. So going to the stores isn't like a safe thing to do, and going on walks, that's fine, but 6 feet apart, you can't really do much of anything with anyone when you have to be 6 feet apart. And not going to school, that has affected me greatly. Not seeing everyone every day, seeing our teachers, principals, and not doing the extracurriculars like spring sports. That's been tough, and I don't know.
It's been kind of interesting, you have a lot of more time on your hands, it feels like, and it's a little bit overwhelming having all the subjects at once, but at the same time it seems like it's a little bit less work than normal because we're out of school and we can move at our own pace, so that part's really nice. But there's definitely more distractions, so for me it's tended to take longer than necessary. Well, it's just been interesting seeing how everybody's kind of slowed down. I haven't heard as many cars out on the road next to my house. I haven't seen as many cars on the road when I do go out. It's just something to take in mind because I have 2 family members who could have a serious case of COVID-19 if they were to get it. So we just got to be mindful of that and be watchful. With the free time in between doing all my homework, I've kind of just been messing around, try to play guitar a little bit or bass. Me and my brother went fishing yesterday, and I brought my homework out there and did my homework while I was fishing, so that was kind of fun. I've also been doing chores around the house, chores for my grandparents, things like that.
The first week was really difficult. It was a lot of work and it was a lot to get used to, especially when my 2 houses don't really have a lot of good Wi-Fi or good service. And I know I'm not the only student that was really struggling that first week because it seemed like it was a lot more work than we would actually do in the school day. But it's chilled out a little bit and it's become a little bit more doable, and so it's not so bad anymore. I'm not working anymore currently until it's all over. I've done a lot of art. I've rearranged my room. Also, like a lot of people, I think I've been staying on the internet and on my phone and on Netflix way more than's probably healthy, and so I'm trying to kind of chill out a little bit. I go outside, I fish, play basketball, play with my little sister. I've also been meditating and writing and reading a lot, and so I really encourage you to get off technology for a second and spend time with your family and do something productive and creative. My parents are all working from home except my mom and my grandma because they are essential health workers. So it's kind of a struggle seeing them having to go and work and be on that front line every day when I get to lay back and stay home. It's really affecting a lot of people, especially seniors that have waited their whole lives to graduate, and now everything's being put on hold.
It's not as bad as I thought. I actually really like doing things on my own schedule, so it's like I don't feel as stressed, and I can kind of go at my own pace. I can't hang out with my friends anymore, and I can't see my family. Like, I can't have Easter with them. Also, I'm a lot more bored, so I've taken on things like baking and painting to pass the time. I can now do my schoolwork all in one sweep. Like, I have it all at the start of the day, so I can get it all done and then have the rest of my day, and I'm not stressed anymore.
I think future generations will look back at this kind of in a positive way. I know that's kind of bad for me to say, but before the whole pandemic, everyone was kind of at each other's throats in the United States. And since the whole thing started, it seems like there's been a lot of union and like people coming together. Since we have one enemy now, we don't have each other to fight, we have this virus to fight. So I feel like this will be looked back as a union of the United States.
It's going to be interesting. It's just all going to depend on how quickly we find a vaccine or a cure for this thing, and how quickly we can take care of things. It could either be something maybe not as bad as the Great Depression, but some sort of recession because of the stock markets dropping. But it could also be seen as a great triumph in medicine if we jump on something fast enough.
I feel like once we get a vaccine, this will become sort of like when the flu came to be. It became kind of like a mainstream virus that you just need to be vaccinated for. And it's like this will just kind of be the origin story of a one-day mainstream virus.
I think a part of it is actually really cool, besides the fact that it's super negative and everything. I'm not negating that fact, but I think it's really cool that we're living out something that's going to be in history books for our grandchildren or our children to read one day. And I think it's bringing everyone together because we all have a common enemy. And obviously it's a terrible, terrible thing, but we are living out a piece of history right now, which is kind of cool to think about. I wanted to add a little short thing at the end. We're gonna get through it. St. Joe is a family, and I think that it sucks that we can't all see each other and go to school and be with each other anymore, but I think we're all gonna get through it. I really, like I said, encourage you to do creative things and talk to your friends. Just because you can't go see them in person doesn't mean you can't FaceTime them or talk to them. And talk to your family. Tell your family you love them. It's really important. And I know we're going to get through this. Even though it's hard times, I think we're all going to come back even stronger than we were before.